So Tottenham Hotspur have just went to Craven Cottage and defeated Fulham by 1-0 in what was an absolutely crucial 3 points for the rest of our season. A crucial game, and we went there, we dominated defensively, we were strong, fantastic at the back. We didn't let off any opportunities for Fulham. Fantastic performance, and we leave there with a big huge 3 points for the rest of our season. And I'll tell you what, that performance by Tottenham Hotspur is the performance and the characteristics of a team that wants to get top 4 this season. Do I think top 4 is achievable now after seeing that? Definitely, without a doubt. Obviously, Liverpool versus Chelsea are currently playing right now. We don't know what the score's going to be like there, but as I say, it was a massive opportunity to go to Craven Cottage tonight and pick up 3 points, as, many top teams that are in contention for that top 4 place. The likes of, Leicester drop points, Manchester United drop points. Either Liverpool or Chelsea are going to drop points. Either Everton or Chelsea are going to drop points on Monday. Big teams are dropping points. And if you ask me, out of all these big teams, these big squads, we've got the easiest run of fixtures. As I said, we had Burnley, went there, dominated that game, won it by 4-0 in what was an absolutely dominant performance. We've just been to Craven Cottage and defeated Fulham in a very impressive 1-0. And now we're going, we're back home really on Sunday, back home once again at the Lane, ready to take on Crystal Palace. I do think that's going to be a very tough game to break them down. But I said in my match preview, when Cottage Talk came on, they said Fulham are very hard to break down defensively, and they really were. We got a scrappy goal, Dele got a goal. I think it counted as an own goal, but we all know that was Dele's goal. I think some of the substitutions from Mourinho were a little clueless in the second half. I think, no need to take off Dele. I think we took off an attacking midfielder for a defensive midfielder into Sissoko, yet bring on a new left back and stuff. And it was just some of the substitutions, the likes of, for example, right, Lucas Moura. I'm all down for Lucas Moura coming on, but then you bring him on, right? You bring him on for Dele Alli, who's been arguably our best player in the first half. You bring on Moura for him, yet you keep on Ndombele, who's been really sloppy, and you bring on Sissoko. It just, for me, it doesn't make sense. I couldn't really tell whether we were really going attacking, defensive, but at the end of the day, right, all that mattered today was that we picked up all 3 points. It didn't matter how we done it, and it was a real scrappy win, like a real tough one. If you ask me, Fulham missed a couple sitters, a couple goals they probably should have scored. Kane missed a sitter as well, but at the end of the day, when all's said and done, we're the ones sitting here right now with a massive 3 points and a crucial 3 points for the rest of our season. When it comes to man of the match, for me, it's between Heung-min Son, Dele Alli and Davinson Sanchez. All 3 were phenomenal, but I'm going to have to go ahead and give it to Davinson Sanchez. For me, stayed strong at the back constantly, recovered the ball every single time it looked like Fulham were due. Absolutely phenomenal. And he was partially the reason we went out there and we won that game. And exactly the same playing style as against Burnley. I think, I speak for every Spurs fan when I saw that we were going a little more defensive for about 10 to 15 minutes, 70th to the 85th minute. And I thought, oh, it's going to be reminiscent of the old one. But then 85th minute, something clicks. Fulham had a couple of opportunities and we pressed them again. We ended up winning the game, as I say. And that high press really did work against Fulham. I think that high press is exactly what won us the game. I think, standout players, as I say, Heung-min Son, absolutely fantastic from him. I think Dele Alli was really good, really skillful as well. Even Eric Lamela, when he came on, the guy got only 15 minutes. And on his birthday, he impressed me. Absolutely fantastic from Lamela. And the most promising thing is he actually didn't get booked for once. Lamela didn't get a yellow card. It's absolutely mental. But as I say, at the end of the day, we made a couple sloppy defensive mistakes. I'll get to my player ratings now. So we'll start things off in goal with Hugo Lloris. I've given him an 8. I thought he was phenomenal in goal. As I say, made 2 crucial saves. One of them was quite easy. He just needed to have good hands for that one, and he did. He saved it really well. And the other one, tipping it over the bar, that was going in, man. People saying it was going over. No, that was going in. And very reminiscent to that goal that he stopped from going in against Wolfsburg in our first leg tie, the 4-1. So for me, Hugo gets an 8. I thought he was really good. As of left back, I have given Ben Davies a 3. If you ask me, one of our most sloppy players on the pitch. I think he kept on giving the ball away. Still can't understand why Jose plays him, but you have to look at it from a standpoint as, Jose Mourinho is playing Ben Davies because Reguilon needs a rest. Reguilon's just come back from injury. He's played 2 to 3 games in a row. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's 3 games in a row. So he does need a rest because we really don't want him to get injured again. He's a crucial player. And I think the recovery, and this is why Sanchez did so well. Ben Davies made a load of mistakes, but Sanchez made him look a lot better because Sanchez covered up those mistakes with fantastic tackles, positionally aware. And if you ask me, we played Sanchez as our leading centre-half. You know, Toby looked a little sloppy. You can have Sanchez and Dyer or Sanchez and Toby. As weird as it sounds, Sanchez was phenomenal. And that moves me on from Ben Davies to Sanchez. I've given the guy a 9. I've given Davinson Sanchez a 9. I think he was man of the match, as I said earlier in the video. You know, constantly putting in crucial tackles, fantastic, positionally aware. He gets a 9 for me. Man of the match, without a doubt. Best player on the pitch. Period, right? Moving on to our other centre-half, Toby Adafruit, I've given him a 7. I thought it was quite strong in some aspects defensively, but he gave away the ball quite a bit. So 7 for Toby. And as of right back, I've given Matt Doherty a 4. Wasn't as bad as Ben Davies, but, you know, never covered his space. I saw a couple of times where when Ademola Lookman, you know, absolutely run onto them. He simply isn't good enough, if you ask me. And, you know, I think a lot of Spurs fans expected him to come in and basically play the same as he did against Wolves. You know, no one expected him to be world-class, but we expected a good player in our hands. And it's the system that Jose Mourinho plays he just cannot adjust to. So, as I say, for me, Doherty gets that rating, as I say. Moving up to midfield, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, the Viking himself in this game, for me, gets a 7. I thought he was strong, sat back defensively well. 7. 7 without a doubt for Højbjerg. Moving up as well now, Tanguy Ndombele for me gets a 6. He wasn't our greatest player on the pitch, but then again, you know, you have to look at it from a standpoint as he made a lot of good runs, a lot of clever moves. I remember he was doing a great run and he just kept on going on and gave us a real promising position for a free kick. So, as I say, he deserves that rating if you ask me. Moving up as well, Dele Alli gets a... I'm really tied between a 7 or an 8. But you know what? I'm feeling good. It's another Spurs win. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was really good. Played a few really good balls in as well. And, you know, his crossing was on point. So, yeah, I'll give Dele Alli an 8 for this game. And that moves us on to up top. Heung-min Son, for me, also gets a 9, just like Davinson Sanchez. Obviously, made the cross for me, which gave us the goal, truthfully. Whether it was an own goal or Dele's, you guys decide in the comments. Suddenly gave us that goal and really proved me wrong because I criticised him against Burnley. Honestly, I thought he didn't really look the same. And, well, I didn't necessarily criticise him, but I just said a lot of people praising him for a performance that actually wasn't that great. But I'd say he went out there, he proved me wrong, put in a fantastic performance. So 9 for Sonny as well. Harry Kane in this game, you know, I'd have to give him a 6. I think he wasn't the greatest. Obviously, he started the game off with some fantastic crosses that he made look easy to the left and right hand side. But as the game went on, he just became sloppy. He had an absolute sitter. Yeah, he definitely one of the best saves of the season from Areola. But it was a sitter. He should have buried that. Earlier as well, it was a header completely through. He was onside, you know, by a country mile, and he didn't bury it. He headed it straight to the keeper. But I'll let Harry off because he's a remarkable player. So as I say, for me, he gets a 6. Moving on to that right wing position, Gareth Bale, I've given a 5. I don't think Bale was good enough in this game. Let's be honest here. Always had a bad touch, sloppy. He looked like he did earlier in the season. But I say you play Bale. I say you bench him on Sunday and you bring him on. Because, you know, maybe it was just one of those off days for Bale. But it was like that for a lot of players. And it was a real team performance that got us over the line in this game, as I say. So I'll give him that rating. As far as substitutions go, for me, Moussa Sissoko gets a 5. I'll give him a 5. Don't think he was the greatest, but didn't really make many individual mistakes. Lamela, for me, as a substitution, gets an 8. Coming off the bench on his birthday, the birthday boy, you know, doing some flicks and tricks. And I think he could have scored with that. You know, so unselfish to lay it off. Obviously, Lamela did about 3 players, ran through them all, and he could have scored. He could have got a goal for himself, but he was so unselfish, and sadly, Harry Kane missed the chance. So as I say, Lamela gets an 8. Nevertheless, this has been the video, guys. These have been the player ratings. Thank you all for watching, and as always, come on, you lily whites.